Yo, what is going on, and welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. Julio Matarosa, Bridget Flores, co-executive directors of Vibes. Bridget, what's going on? It's good to have you back.
She's back.
Bridget demoted.
I've been booked and busy.
There you go.
So,
Yeah.
2025. You got a reserve a Bridget 3 months in advance.
Mm-hmm, that part. If you get me locked in, you're in. If you're not,
And
you
she
missed
might
your
cancel
chance.
last minute.
And
So
I just might.
That's true.
There's a disclaimer at the bottom. Will, possibly, might.
Everything's with an asterisk with Bridget.
Yeah.
Right,
But that's just how it is. And, we're glad, but we're both glad to have you back.
I did
Definitely.
miss you guys. It's nice to be back. I'm sad that I missed a lot of good guests that we had on the pod. But it's nice to be back. It's nice to have like a little solo episode to catch up with y'all. I'm also a champion, so please talk to me nice. Talk to me nice.
5-a-side champion.
League, what
Nah. She's
Rec league.
social league.
Social league, right?
she is all chola top 5.
all Chola.
All chola.
First team all Chola.
First team all chola right there in her Tuesday league.
Number one on the pitch, number one in the streets. So I better recognize.
There you go. I love that for you.
So for today's episode, we were thinking since NWSL season is going to kick off this weekend. By the time this episode airs, we would have already gone through opening weekend. Julio and I will be at BMO for the Angel City game against San Diego, so we're looking forward to that. But we haven't gone over the new NWSL kits for the last couple of weeks because we had guests on. So we talked about a little bit about the Angel City jersey with Casey Fair last week, which I really like. I'm excited to get your guys' thoughts because we have not talked about this at all yet. Mm-hmm. So just to kind of give like a preface to this, Nike and the NWSL going into their second year of this kind of bigger partnership. So Nike has been the supplier for NWSL for some time now, kind of like how MLS and Adidas have a partnership, and NWSL and Nike do. But last year was the first year Nike did the designs themselves. Before, the teams were in charge of doing their own designs, and they would do their own rollouts, and it would kind of be scattered throughout the year or throughout the preseason. Last year was the first year we saw kind of a concerted effort from Nike to do like a single release with a photo shoot and everything. And we went over the kits last year. I had mixed feelings. I like the fact that they kind of took things a step further, but the designs themselves left a little bit more to be wanted. But real quick, overall, what are your guys' thoughts on the jerseys? And then we're going to get into them individually. We'll go through some tiers, some rankings. But just generally speaking, what are your guys' thoughts on the kits this year?
I think that it's nice to see that there's like flexibility to be able to partner with the teams and kind of get their say in and also consider like the fans' input and support, and just recognizing like it has to be a collective group of people involved in the process, because then it feels disconnected. So I think overall this year the kits have a little bit more variety, a little bit more authenticity and uniqueness to represent the club and to represent the community of the club, which is, I'll leave it at that on a general sense. Yeah. And then obviously once we get into the individuals, I'll share my piece. But I think overall it's nice to see them moving towards that direction.
Yeah, and I think they definitely took a more detailed approach this year, a lot more kind of complex designs. Mr. Simple over there, I know you have feelings about when things get a little too complex. You're rocking the LAFC warm-up jersey, which, very simple design. You're a man of simple pleasures.
Minimal.
What are your
Minimal.
No, definitely. I think there was nothing unique, but other than Angel City, I didn't see anything unique on the thing. Like the San Diego Wave, two other teams had that look going, like with the little waves going. It looked like waves. I didn't get into this.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. It didn't go to detail. It was either that or just a plain shirt with like a black and red, or so I didn't see nothing besides the Angel City FC. I really didn't see nothing that caught my eye.
Today's episode is brought to you by Bet Online. Bet Online is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for betting on all the madness. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, Bet Online is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from college basketball to a $200,000 bracket contest, BetOnline continues to be your #1 sports betting source. From every Cinderella story to every hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here. Okay, all right. So let's just go through these jerseys. We'll go one by one. I have the
Also,
laptop
I think
here.
I read somewhere that this is also the first year where they expanded their sizing option, which I think is awesome.
Oh, interesting.
And I know that was a big issue I think that was a big issue like the years before, where it was like very limited in size options. So now that there's an expanded size option within women's and also men's.
Yeah.
So that's also giving more inclusivity to the diversity of fans within the community. And I think there's also something about, this is also the first time in some sense where their authentic jerseys are being sold for them, and in addition to replicas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I did see that. So one thing I noticed, I don't know if the authentics are on sale yet. I need to double check. I haven't
They
checked,
will be.
Yeah,
They
so
will be.
the initial release, I think, was like 1 or 2 weeks ago. It was only the replica jerseys went on sale first, and I noticed that there's a lot of a big difference between the details on the authentic kits that were in the team shoots versus the replica kits that were being on sale on Nike. So there are, and there's obviously a big price difference that goes into that too. So that is something that I did notice as well in terms of the authentic versus the replica. I love the authentic, the details on them. You can definitely see in the patterns, the crests, the materials. It's definitely a step up from the replica. I don't know if it's worth the additional price. I think it's almost like,
120, 130.
Yeah. Or
Probably more.
I think the authentics usually get up to 180, 190 versus $100 for
MLS for sure is like
Shout out to me getting discounts.
Yeah. So what the pro move is just to wait till next season until when they go on sale.
And then you get the past year's.
Yeah,
jersey.
exactly. And honestly, like in my opinion, I really like these jerseys. So you can get these on the low, just got to wait a couple of years. So I think we should just get into it. Let's go into our rankings. Starting, we're gonna go in alphabetical order. So Angel City is gonna go first naturally. Julio, you said you liked them.
Love them. I love the details.
Yeah.
Having Casey last week, her letting us know that Korea, because we rave about South Korea's jerseys year after year, knowing that the same artist that created that jersey created the Angel City jersey as well. Man, S tier for me. Love this jersey. I want it. I won't spend the 180, but I'm definitely gonna ask my friends if I can get a discount so I can spend the 130.
Yeah,
definitely will.
Yeah. Bridge, what about
Yeah.
you? So S tier for Julio.
S tier.
S tier, top choice.
Okay.
Not just because it represents LA, but it represents LA so in such an LA way. I think the landmarks, the uniqueness to the historical background behind the city, everything that we've been going through, everything that the community has been going through in LA, I think right now, like being highlighted, just being reminded of the amount of the togetherness that we have on a jersey for women that are representing LA. I think for me that just like puts it all together, and it just looks very sleek, very clean, but you see the details, you see the creativity behind it without it being too like in your face. So I love that.
This is the best LA jersey we have out right now from males and females. This is way better than the Adidas
It's
options.
hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
sick.
So I think Angel City came out of the gate really hot with their first two jerseys. They had the palm tree away with the pink details, white base with pink details, and then they had like kind of like Art Deco diamond style home jersey. Those are two. Loved those. Since they've come, the away jerseys that have come out since then, a little bit disappointing. I don't mind the home jersey now, but I think it was a step down from the previous one. This is the first step back up to that kind of initial release that we saw in 2022 when they first started. I'm right there with you guys. Love the details on this. Love the pink accents on the collar and the swoosh and the sleeves. The landmarks across LA look great. I don't have it as an S tier. I only have one jersey on my S tier. I have it as my in my A tier.
Okay.
Only thing that I think that can make it better is I'm not a big fan of the V-neck.
Yeah, me neither.
As you're wearing a V-neck.
And this is like it's like a half V-neck. It's like kind of like it's not quite V.
Okay.
I think that if it was even like a collar like this where it's like overlapped or just like a crew neck.
Okay.
I think it would
overlap.
Yeah,
That's the
overlap or
difference.
just
Okay.
like just even a simple crew neck with that same neck cuff. I think it would have been an S tier. That's my only note for it. But besides that, really one of my favorite jerseys of the year. One of my favorite Angel City jerseys, period. And then like Julio said, in terms of LA jerseys, you know, I like the Galaxy. I like the Galaxy kit. That was in my top 5 for MLS.
Yeah, I hate that one.
Yeah, you were not a fan. I think I like LAFC's jerseys this year, but I do think that this clears both Galaxy and LAFC's in terms of soccer kits. So really good stuff here from Angel City. Let's move on to our next one. I think it's Bay FC. Julio, what are your thoughts here? So Bay actually got 2 designs. The only team that got 2 new kits. And Julio, I'll
no, definitely. This is an A tier for me.
Okay.
I really love it. Even though it's 2 similar looking colors, but I told you already. I love the
stripe design.
The stripe design, just because it represents soccer. Crew neck, boom. Love when the Nike sign's like right there in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even the crest being right on top, it gives me that old school look. So I really love this. A tier for me.
Yeah.
It's just like it's basic in the
best way.
In the best way possible, yeah.
I would agree that I like it. I think that the stripes sometimes are really hard, but I like the color variation with like the gray and the white. I think that represents and complements the stripes really well. Obviously, the B for me, just like it's hard. Like you can't tell me that doesn't look hard.
Bridget.
Yes, of course, because it's a part of me.
Between this one and
identifies.
Brooklyn, what's your favorite logo between this one and Brooklyn?
I'd have to see them side to side.
Okay.
Brooklyn, because they came in the pod.
There we go.
Maybe if Brooklyn sends me a jersey and then Bay
gotta
sends
see it
me
in
a jersey,
person.
I'm
There we
a
go.
very
Hey,
like
now we're talking.
it's
Bridget
about
onto something.
texture, you know what I'm saying? If I get both of them in person, I'm gonna rock them.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I don't know how I feel though about the Nike. Like it feels too much when it's like stacked back to back to back, like the brand, the Nike logo, and then the team logo. But other than that, I think it's probably, I would say it's in my top A.
A tier.
Yeah, it'll be hard if I can get it without the sponsor.
I mean, it's not that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Be sick.
So this is my favorite. This is my S tier.
I
love this jersey. This is especially compared to last year. So last year, I think because I do a ranking of each NWSL kit every year for UrbanPitch.com. Go check it out if you haven't read that
Like,
yet.
comment,
Which
subscribe.
But last year, Bay FC was my bottom. They had really cool logo,
Jacket.
really cool merch. I was excited
Merch
to
was
see
sick.
their jerseys.
Hard.
I mean, they got the whole like the straight up like youth team treatment. Like, let me just screen print. Yo, if we forgot about you guys. I got
Last
some
minute.
white and navy shirts in the car. Let me just the screen print a sponsor, screen print your logo. There you go, boom. This year they really, and I think they got 2 jerseys because of that. I think that Nike
think so?
realized, or whoever realized, like, you know what, like we did
They
you guys
deserve
wrong last
better.
year. Maybe they didn't have enough time to go through the design process, because I know for a fact this is a 2-year. Normally, like it's a 2-year design process for jerseys. So maybe, you know, it was kind of a rush thing with them coming into the league so quickly. But the logo, like you said, Bridget, I agree with you. The centered, when it's centered logo, it's hard to execute. I think LAFC did it a few years ago. Didn't really execute it that well. But like teams like Ajax, they do it really well. This kind of reminds me of that with the stripes. I think the stripes really aligning right in the center. I think that helps with the kind of the alignment of
symmetry.
everything. Yeah.
There you go, Bridge.
It doesn't. It kind of evens out the busyness of everything. It gives some order to it. So I really, really love these jerseys. This is my only S tier kit. Both the specifically the away kit, the white and gray one, but also I love the navy one too.
Yeah, central Nike center Nike logo.
Yeah.
You can never go wrong with that for me.
And the fact that it's the orange, it's that orange hit. Like I think that really does
Gives it like the OG like.
It makes
Nike
Nike
right,
vibe.
exactly.
It makes Nike stand out more on the jersey.
Yeah.
Even though it's the smallest thing on the jersey, but it stands out just because of that color.
And then the hint of the orange around the sleeves and the
right.
neck.
Like I think that they really nailed the details this year, which is something they missed on last year, where it
Vibes.
seemed like it was just kind of like last minute. But let's move on to Chicago. Chicago. They got kind of like a Terminator 2, like liquid metal, Mercury type design. Julio, I'll let you go first.
This reminds me of that Busta Rhymes, Janet Jackson music video.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Not a fan.
Nah, it doesn't do it for me. Cause like, all right, so like the San Diego, we're gonna get into later. The San Diego Wave, this one, they look similar. It feels like
You think this looks similar to the San Diego?
I think at first glance.
Yeah,
Okay.
It doesn't really do nothing for me. Is it a V-neck as well?
Is it?
I think
No,
it's like- I think
they do like Nike has like a mock neck. They do this on a lot of their golf shirts. It's called like a blade collar, I think is what they call it.
Where it looks like a collar.
It's like
but
a
it's
polo
not.
collar.
Yeah.
It's like in between.
Yeah.
I'm also not really a fan of that. I think either go
It's
for
like
the polo,
extra.
Yeah,
or
or
go for the Don't go in the middle.
do something like not my favorite. D tier.
D tier.
Yeah.
D tier. Okay,
Is that our lowest?
that's our no. F is the lowest,
Yeah.
but D. That's crazy. Okay.
It doesn't do nothing
Okay,
for me.
all right,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay,
good,
that's
good.
fair.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
we
Chicago.
want you to be
Love
honest.
y'all.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Respectfully.
Did you guys ever have a PSP?
Yes.
Never did.
No?
Never had.
There was a game on there that was like a Mercury. I forgot the actual name, but there
Okay.
was a game where you could play, and it was like literally a little Mercury blob, and you like the goal was not to drop it from the platform, and then if
Oh,
it falls,
yeah,
then you have
yeah,
to start
yeah.
all
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
That's what that reminds me of, and not in like the best. It gives me nostalgic memories of that game, but when I look at the jersey at first glance, it does look like water droplets to me.
Yeah.
But then you really look into it, and you realize it's like the Mercury liquid. And if I have to do all that thinking, then it's not
Right.
like I'm not. We're
don't
not
think.
getting.
Okay.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
be a fan.
Okay. So
Like if it doesn't speak for itself and instantly, like it's gonna be a little bit hard for me to
Sure.
say like it's.
You want
it's
something
vibes.
that on
Yep.
first glance, boom, I like that. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
So I like I'm cool with like black. Black is always like fun, but I think this might be at my lowest.
Okay. So what's here? You talking D? Sorry.
Let's
D,
see.
F.
Pause.
I would say this one is probably at. Yeah, maybe I might have to agree with Julio. D.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's crazy.
I
Okay.
know.
D for damn. So I'm gonna Zach from you guys because I think this kit works.
Yeah?
I think it looks cool. So Chicago, they actually changed from the Red Stars to the Stars this year.
Right.
New team, new crest, new identity.
Rebranding.
And I think, it's kind of they have the bean in Chicago, and it kind of looks like
Right.
that. It has that connection to it. It looks sleek, looks futuristic. Terminator 2, I don't know if you guys have seen that, but that's that's the
Love
first
that
thing that
movie.
it reminds me of. Fun fact about the PSP though, Bridge, quick aside, I think it came out when I was in 6th or 7th grade, but I asked for my birthday. I was like, yo, like, this is what I want. And my parents were like, dude, like, why? Like, they knew me, and they're like, you're going to, like, use this for, like, 2 weeks and then not want it anymore. They're like, so they gave me an option. I think it was, like, $200 bucks at the time.
$250.
Yeah, so they go, look, you can either get the PSP, and that's it, or you can get $200 and you can spend it on whatever you want. And I was like, okay, I'm taking that. Got a couple pairs of shoes, and that kind of, like, started my, like,
Shoe
interest in sneakers. So if it wasn't for the PSP, who knows? I would probably be a lot richer. Like if I would have just taken
right.
I wouldn't be spending all these money on shoes. But
gotta love shoes. Though.
yeah. So that was kind of like a sliding doors moment for me.
Okay.
But this was I think I marked this as an A tier for me. Chicago, yeah, it was an A tier.
That's crazy.
So this is one of my favorite jerseys of the season.
I think it was just for me. It's more of just like, had I not known the context you just shared, if I knew that, then maybe I'd like. Well, I did know that they rebranded the name.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe they could have done it a little bit louder.
Okay.
Like I just feel
I think
the
it's
only
fair.
Issue,
This is
the only issue is like
yeah.
it just looks like water droplets at first
Yeah.
glance.
But
I like the Chicago bean reference.
Yeah,
like,
but
that makes sense.
I think it's a big swing and very fair of you guys to be like it's gonna work for some people and it's not gonna work. That's a very traditional design.
Yeah.
They took a big swing.
Yeah.
For me, it works. It's not gonna work for everybody.
Right,
So I
right,
mean,
right.
like I think that it's a very valid response, and I was more surprised. I thought that you guys would like it, but. It is what it is. Let's move on. Houston is next. They got a whole purple galaxy. So they've been going with these space-themed jerseys for the last few years. Obviously, connected to the Houston Space Station. Yeah. This year, I don't know if it was inspired by the Dynamos, or the MLS side. They have a purple away kit. That was a nod to kind of like the Houston rap scene and purple drink and all that stuff, but they do have purple accents. It's the first time they've gone to purple in their history. Julio, what are your thoughts?
No, yeah. So this screams out Houston for me, because of the purple drink. Like I said, I first of all, I didn't even really. I just looked at the jerseys. I did not see their backstory on them. So.
Of course.
Yeah, of course. You know me. But no, like from the sponsor, because going back to the Houston Dynamo, this is all Houston to me. I like it. Don't love it. I'll give it a C.
C tier.
C tier.
Right. Bridge.
This is probably up in like my A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 3 that are like my top 3. This is definitely one of them. It reminds me of the sick Nike Mercurial vapes. Do you remember the vapor?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's what it
Mm-hmm.
reminded me of, and I was like, those were so hard.
Yeah.
Those cleats were so hard.
Dang, y'all got deep with these.
I
just looked at them.
It's just like
I mean, there's multiple ways of approaching this.
Yes.
You can take the quick reaction, which needs.
And I think some of them have that quick
Yeah,
reaction, but
yeah.
that for me, that's just like what it unlocked in my memory. That's like the first thing I remember. I think I really wanted those shoes. Like those are one of the shoes that I like. One of the cleats I wanted. Like
And
growing
Nike's bringing
up.
them back, so it's
Yeah.
crazy.
They did just bring
Yeah.
them back, and dude, those are some of the best.
But if they step on you, you're.
Oof.
they have
Oh my
those
God.
thick, those big.
It was thin. Like if you stepped on you, anything hurt.
Yeah.
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 But that's what it reminded me of. I could see the connection to Houston, the city of Houston.
Yeah.
I think it looks super, again, sleek, and it does it for me.
Yeah.
I like it. I think that it has a nice little swag to it, and I love the purple.
Yeah, this was an A tier for me as well. I think the purple for me. I love purple on a jersey.
Color of royalty.
It was a couple years ago, maybe like 2021 or 2020. Barcelona had a purple away jersey, and that's one of my favorite jerseys of all time. I'm not even a Barcelona fan, but there was like a light purple with the shiny
hard.
crest.
Yes, with
Dude,
the
I
silver.
almost, yeah.
That
It's
one
like
is hard.
It was like silver, but it was like
Blue.
holographic.
Yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
Was it like 2-3 years ago?
Yeah,
2 or
yeah.
3 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. So like
and
20.
it's like textured too.
Yeah. So that was one of my favorite jerseys.
With the navy blue neckline.
Yeah.
Hard.
But this like purple on a shirt, like to me, like it'll work every time, and this is another one. So I think I had this as an A tier. And Houston, they do a pretty good job with
Yeah,
their
even
jerseys.
for the shout out to MD Anderson Cancer Center, they really represent Houston real well.
Yeah.
Every time I see that, it just for some reason, probably because Dynamo had it for so long. Like
Yeah, and then they also have Screwston FC out there, and they're like a creative agency, a creative outlet that they came out with these like custom like DJ Screw inspired jerseys,
damn,
and that really had an inspiration on the Dynamos, the purple jersey. So shout out to them.
we need that album from Clint Dempsey, yo.
Oh yeah, we did need that. We did.
You don't know where I'm from, dog.
All right, moving on to Kansas City Current. So they're continuing with their teal motif on their away jerseys. I think there's a couple of like monochrome away shirts like this, and so this one I thought was kind of cool because there's a map of the city embedded on the design, and then right where they aligned it, so like where the crest goes is where the stadium is, and so that stadium, obviously the first stadium built for women's professional soccer team. They're doing some great stuff in Kansas City. They're gonna host they're one of the host cities for the World Cup in 2026. Tech 9 just did the anthem for them. So Kansas City, sneaky soccer city in the U.S. and I think that's they have a really cool community out there. So Julio, what are your thoughts on this one?
I like it. Like simple design.
This is
Simple
right
design. This is right down my alley. Simple, light jeans, some white Air Forces. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like I love this jersey. It's in my A tier just because like LA summer is something I can wear on a daily basis.
That's fair. I would say this is in my B tier.
Yeah.
I like the color. I like the connection to the teal. I think I did read that the fans have been really asking for that teal representation. So this really puts that out there for them. I wish it would have been, because like looking at it at first glance, you can't really see that map.
Right.
So I wish that stood out a bit more.
And on the photo shoot that they did with Nike, it doesn't really highlight that as much, but
it looks just straight teal.
When you look at other photos, you can kind of tell just that shoot that they did with Nike. It doesn't really do it as much justice, but I
just think that's like, I wish it would stand out a bit more to see that. But other than that, I like it.
Yeah, I had this as in my B tier as well. I think that it's a good design. Like to me, I think so. You're talking about the teal representation. So before last season, I think it could have been the year before as well, but NWSL had a rule where the away kits had to be white, and so that led to a lot of kind of plain designs where the majority of the design had to be white. That led to a lot of plain designs where and the away jerseys where a lot of teams can experiment. They can be a little less traditional.
Right.
So it led to a lot, and so they got rid of that design or the design rule, and now we're seeing a lot more colorful away jerseys. So this is the product of that, and I thought that was a pretty good design. Anything else that you guys wanted before we move on? Okay, let's move on to New Jersey, New York, Gotham. I just call them Gotham FC. I don't think anyone calls them New Jersey, New York. But in the to honor the alphabetical order that we're going in, this is we got to keep it going. So, I'll start it with you, Julio. What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, this hurts me because Gotham is. We talked about their rollouts previous years and how we love it from.
They did a rollout for this. They did like a photo shoot for the rollout of this. I thought was cool too. But
when it comes to the jersey,
the design itself,
the shoulders and then the aqua blue. Love the logo, black logos.
The blackout. So they did a blackout logo.
Yeah,
for
I
this.
love the logo, but the jersey just doesn't do it for me. Like, it's simple, but yet not like. Yeah. It's doing too much, even though it's simple and not. Right. With the shoulders, the rest of the jersey, I really don't enjoy it. Back to that D tier for me.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
I would say this is probably in my C tier. Not my favorite, but I do like the blackout logo. That I think that's hard. I think the shoulders remind me of like a ref. Like that's the first thing I think about. It's like referee vibes. So. I feel like they could have done something different there, or they could have gone a little bit less with the what is that, navy blue? It looks like black, maybe.
It's black. It's black on the sleeves and and teal on the front.
I just feel like it's too uniformed in the sense of like.
It looks like a warm-up shirt.
Yeah.
And that is an issue that we've seen across the board. With all different, like across different leagues, men's, women's. It's like this template just doesn't look good for a jersey. The colors are cool. The logo, the blackout logo is awesome. I had this as a D. This is my least favorite kit out of the release this year. It just doesn't. And
it sucks. Like we raving about Gotham.
Love what Gotham is doing.
Man, we love it.
From
we
a
love
team
it.
perspective. This release though. I wish, and normally they do a really good job with their jerseys, the design.
No, yeah, definitely. We've talked about it previous years.
But I do like that they still went through the effort of doing a whole release, the photo shoot, and all that.
But that blackout logo is so sick.
Yeah, blackout logo is really cool. Sick. It just can't save that design.
It gives me Gotham vibes.
They could have done like a gray with those two colors as
sick.
like an outline.
Yeah.
Call me. I'll send you something.
We'll put together.
Okay,
Moving on. North Carolina Courage. They go for the all pink again. Last year they did a pink away shirt. This year a little bit more detailed. They don't have that gradient template that Nike did for the NWSL last year. A couple cool details on here, but for the most part, pretty simple design. Like kind of reminds me of Kansas City with their kind of monochrome look. Julio,
Yeah, B tier. I like it. Like it, don't love it, but it's just a nice jersey. I'm saying like the way I rate things, like, is a jersey can I wear every day?
Yeah.
Like, will I feel comfortable with it? And I do love it. I like how simple it is, but everything looks nice on it.
Yeah, it's nice. I like the color. I'm a fan. But it's not something that I'd put within my top tiers. So I think I might have to go like at a C.
Yeah.
And now that I say that I think about it, and I'm like, damn, that was way putting
Harsh.
Chicago in D is way too harsh because they had a little bit more oomph. So, but yeah, I can't really say like I can't understand. At least I just don't know the history enough behind North Carolina to know like why this would be something that represents them.
Yeah, I think they've just gone to pink and they like it. I think they do have like a little detail on the side that's not in this photo, but it has like the state motto of North Carolina that I think is cool. Each jersey has like a little tag on the bottom right corner, which I think is a nice detail that they added. They call it like the pride tag or pride something. But
I think
go ahead.
I think the only thing I would say, like, I think thinking about this jersey on the pitch, it's gonna look nice.
Yeah,
it's
gonna stand out.
It's gonna pop, and I love that for them.
Yeah. I had this as a C as well. Just kind of like, middle of the pack. It's for sure like suitable. Doesn't look bad. I think could have been a little bit more detailed, but I like the crest. I like and then like another pink jerseys.
And
like,
it's nice that they have like some sort of like texture in there.
Yeah, so that the texture is on the authentic, and it's not. It's gonna be a little bit different. I think the replicas have like a kind of texture to them, but it's not the
more
same.
Like print over the.
Exactly, it's not like a knit material like the.
I can see that.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I think the next jersey.
How can that be a B though? We had Tyler Lucy on the pod, so.
Yeah. Tyler Lucy. I mean, Sleeves Up FC. Like shouts to Tyler. She was like one of our first. Okay. She was one of our first guests. I think she was
2022.
Yeah, back. I mean, when she's with Angel City, I'm still doing it. Okay, moving on. Orlando Pride, another kind of textured look with that knit design. I really liked how it turned out. But Julio,
this is an A tier for me. I love it. I love the color. Back to that center Nike logo, man. Like, love that crew neck. Even that purple with a little bit of that aqua blue on it. Yeah. I love this jersey. So A tier for me.
Yeah. So they do have a couple of cool details on this, including the crest, which is centered and it's iridescent, and that's to celebrate their championship last year, as well as they won the Supporter Shield or NWSL Cup or NWSL Shield. Sorry, NWSL Shield and the NWSL Cup. So they have two crests, one on the shorts, one on the jersey, that are both shiny, iridescent, to kind of celebrate that. But yeah, Bridge, go ahead. Today's podcast is also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Use our code URBANPITCH, that's one word, no spaces, to get a free pick and up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're going to start playing their Pick'em game, where you can make picks on your favorite players and teams. All you have to do is pick whether they'll go higher or lower than their expected stats. We'll share our picks here and on social media channels, and you can play along with us. Let's make watching sports even more fun with Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah, I would say that this is probably in my. I'm trying to think. I might keep this one in like my B tier, but I really like it. I like the pop of purple and the turquoise hint. I can imagine this is gonna be really nice on the pitch. It's gonna stand out. It's gonna pop
on the beach as well.
The texture behind it too, like it's not just the purple, like it gives it a little bit of like life to it. So I really like that. Again, it's hard for me to appreciate centered logos. It's just too much. So that's the only issue.
Personal taste, yeah.
I just can't do it.
Julio, I'm with you on this one. This was one of my favorite designs of the year. This is an A list or A tier for me. Love the center. I'm a fan of the centered crest, so again, personal taste there. But I like how it's simple, but the details elevate it to another level with the shiny crest, with the centered crest, as well as the kind of knit pattern that's on there. So this is one of my favorites of the year. In Orlando, both their men's and women's teams do a really good job of jersey designs. And again, I'm a sucker for a purple shirt, so. One of my favorites of the year. Moving on, Portland Thorns, Julio. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, definitely. The red logo, fire. Yeah. You can't go wrong with black. I believe it's simple, but it still has a lot of detail. Just from just basically just taking a quick look on it. B tier, just because the jersey is simple. It's not like nothing wild, but it's so nice. Yeah. So. And then that red logo, I love it. So B tier for me.
This is an A tier for me. It's one of my top 3. I really like the black and red. I think that's always like super. It's like it gives like elegant, gives classy. It gives like we're here to
it's an undefeated color combination.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. The red logo, I think it's spot on, and I like the red touch to the sleeves and the neckline. Yeah. The only thing is just like that. The brand logo is a little too big.
The Bing.
It's like a little too.
Yeah.
Is that Ring?
And you can't go wrong with Sophia.
Ring.
Yeah. So Sophia Wilson now. She's gonna be missing the season. She's congrats to her. She's announced her pregnancy.
I'll cry later.
She's one of the most fun players to watch in the league.
Sure.
So we're gonna miss her.
Congratulations to her, but wow to me.
Well, come on, man. There's still time.
She has a kid.
I can't believe that's crazy.
Okay. Let's try to rebound from that. But so Portland Thorns, interesting team because last couple of seasons I thought they had just dreadful, like terrible jerseys. Last year specifically, they had like a green jersey and like a light red jersey with neon details that just was completely like went away from their brand identity. And, like we were saying, black and red, they have one of the best color schemes, one of the best logos, one of the best brands in the NWSL, probably the best brand when you talk about like just team history and the amount of players that have been there, the fans and all that. So this is a step back in the right direction. On the piece I wrote for the site, I was a little bit harsh on this one just because I thought that it could still be better. I've since kind of softened on that. So this is a C for me, only because they have the potential to do so much better with that color scheme, with the logo, with the storytelling behind the team. And this was kind of a safe, like, it's not bad, but like still, like, I think it's just like, a small swing. They could have taken a bigger one.
I think it's just like the color is so hard. It's just
yeah. I mean, and
it could have been a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay, Racing Louisville, going into our final stretch here. This is another team that does really well with their jerseys. And Julio, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I love it. It would have been an A tier for me, but like then again, it's like that.
The neck. Yeah, they do that. It's that same kind of half polo, half crew neck.
B tier for me. Even though the logo is big on this one, it doesn't overpower the jersey.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed it. So it is a B tier for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say B tier for me. I really like the color scheme. I'm a big fan of any shade of green, clearly. So I think that the color scheme really does it for me. It looks like there's some sort of pattern on the jersey as well.
Yeah, so down the sides they have a lily, which is a big part of their brand identity, and that has been there since the beginning. I don't know if that's the state flower of Kentucky, but there's a connection to the team because it's been in every single design that they've had, and it's going down the sides, so you can't really see it in this photo, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say B tier. I like it. I like the colors. If you want to send me one so I could rock it, I'm down.
Yeah. This was one of my favorites of the year too. I think I had it in my B tier, but it's been growing on me since. like I said, Louisville does a really good job with their jerseys year in and year out. You don't see this color on a jersey very often, this kind of like deep forest green, and it's a nod to the kind of natural beauty in Kentucky. So I think that really boosts it up. Like, it's just a unique color. Like, you know, it's not like your typical red, blue, you know, white, or even like when you see a green jersey, it's not really the shade of green.
No.
So I thought they did a really good job.
And I really like the logo. Probably my favorite logo in the NWSL.
So their logo was designed by Matthew Wolf, who he's a designer for Nike for a while. He did the Nigeria jerseys. He actually designed LAFC's crest. He designed the Oakland Roots crest. He's like, you know, the guy when it comes to like soccer design. So
I really love that logo.
We can see that.
Yeah. All right, San Diego Wave. Julio, you mentioned this kit previously. Before briefly. You want to get into it?
No, yeah. It looks like you go into stay at the Motel 8 and you go to the pool. I really don't enjoy it.
Ain't no Moxie.
This is no Moxie pool.
Yeah. It doesn't come with a free drink. Yeah, it really doesn't do nothing for me. I think it's a hit and a miss.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like looking at a pool on a summer day. And I get it because it's San Diego, but I don't enjoy it. It's on that D tier for me as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely reminds me of like, you remember like when you had MySpace and you could put a background on your profile and like you move it and you see it? That's literally what it reminds me of. It reminds me of a background on MySpace that you can.
You just gave your age, Rich.
No, you weren't there last week. You were not there last week, Casey. I've never felt older in my entire life.
No
God,
way.
She was like her reactions to just like, you know, like stuff that we were just talking about normally. We weren't even like trying to, you know, ham it up, you know.
It was like Kevin Hart talking to Drewski and Kai Cenat.
It was literally like we were just like making references, and then she'd just be like,
What?
okay. And just like, oh my god, like, yeah. Okay.
What did Drewski and Kai Cenat said to Kevin Hart when he was like, "Damn, you old"?
Yeah.
Or was it just like, "Damn"?
Yeah, no. Kevin Hart said that to somebody else. It was like the hot tub interview or like the ice.
Don Cheeto.
Yeah. Damn. Sorry. But
That's how I felt. That's how I felt.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I get it. Like they're trying to make that representation. I just feel like it could have been a bit better. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that this was just an okay.
I'm gonna put it
design.
at D because I put Chicago in D.
Okay, so you put this one in D. This was kind of a big swing. To me, it didn't really connect. I appreciate that, you know, they tried with it. And they have a really good jersey, really good crest. Probably
The crest is fire.
Yeah, one of the better ones in the league. And, you know, they've been hit or miss with the jerseys. I thought last year's kits were really nice. This one is just okay. I put it in my C tier just because I applaud the effort to go for it, but it just didn't really connect for me. Okay, last, I think we have two more. We have Seattle and... Oh no, we have three more. So let's go to Seattle with the Rain, who rebranded last year. Julio, what are your thoughts?
Love the white and gray, and the little stripes going down like the sun. I love it. A tier for me is just that white and gray. Just looks so nice. Even the gray Nike on, like everything, just that white. It's even though it's simple, it stands out so much. Like it's an amazing jersey.
I can't get behind it.
Okay.
I don't. The colors to me don't go together. It feels off. So I'm gonna put it at D, respectfully.
Okay. Wow, that's crazy. But I agree with you, Julio. I think this was one of the better designs. Seattle, they do a really good job with their kits year in and year out. And this one to me was a strong effort. Like this is like I love it's inspired by the Seattle skyline, those like jagged edges.
Yeah.
So that connection to the city is cool. The color scheme is really nice.
Yeah.
It's not something you see on a kit very often either. So this one was a B tier for me. I like this one. Going to Utah with the Royals in their second year back in the NWSL. This one is inspired by the natural beauty of Utah, with the mountains, the rivers, the forests. Julio, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, going back to that San Diego jersey.
This one, I see what you're talking about now, where it's a little bit similar. This one kind of has that same look.
It doesn't really do anything for me. Probably my least favorite jersey out of all of them. And then and that, but I love that blue and yellow, blue and gold, whatever. Yeah, I do love that scheme. It's just the background. Yeah, I do get it. It's like the mountains and other thing. I think they could have just gone with a little better colors on this jersey. D tier for me as well.
I like the color scheme. The blue and the like yellow orange. I think those are bright and they complement each other really well, and they did just enough of each color. I think it's at the B tier for me. The only thing is like the first thing I think about is Tigres. So that's like the first thing that comes to my mind is like Tigres. Not to try to like compare, but that's just like
similar color scheme.
Yes,
and
exactly.
they have like kind of like the tiger like,
reference.
types.
Yeah.
I like this one, especially compared to last year's from Utah. Really kind of boring, plain designs. And so this is a step in the right direction. And I do think Utah is going to be good this year. So I think this is a B tier for me. But they made a lot of good moves in the offseason, picked up a couple of good players. So they're a sneaky team for me to watch. And they closed out the year last year strong.
Sneaky like the Lions.
Sneaky, yeah. All right, last one. Washington Spirit, neon get up for the second year in a row. Some cool details on this as well. But Julio, you want to?
I kind of love this one.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like, even though like how loud it is, and I
Yeah.
really don't like them loud colors. Like, I really love it. The highlighted green with the dark green is that black or is that
It's a
black.
dark.
Yeah, it's like a dark green
green.
and then a light green.
light green? Yeah,
Lime
so
green.
lime green. Yeah, so like it brings me back to, you remember when you were a kid and you had the crayons, had the lime green
yeah.
one.
That was hard.
Yeah, so like
You got the fancy box.
Yeah, you had the fancy box.
Hey, my
assorted colors.
my dad had 12
Deluxe.
hour shifts, so good for him. Nah, you have to go and steal it from the other kids. But I really love it. It takes me back to that. But I think it still looks nice. Putting the black with the logo and the Nike and the crest, like it just all works together. This is an A tier for me.
Yeah.
This is A tier for me. I really enjoy it. And like even on the picture, like somebody just, if you put them red orange cleats on it, like it'll just make it stand
It
out
really
even.
pops.
It really pops. So I really love this. A tier for me.
I think that whole image itself right there is hard.
Fire.
I think it's just like it speaks volumes of like it's a hard jersey, it's a hard kit. It's a very good looking representation of what they're trying to like symbolize with it. I like the design, I like the colors, I like how it pops. And I think that it also reminds me of it reminds me of like the Nigerian kit that was hard for the World Cup.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Jamaica's kit that was hard.
Vibrant colors.
Yes, very vibrant, very loud, very. It's like elegant, but like also stylish. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's really sick.
So this one, what I thought was interesting is they didn't have a design on it, like the North Carolina and the Kansas City and Orlando. Those are kind of like the three brightest color schemes with the monochrome colors. But they had, so those three other jerseys had kind of like embedded designs. This one doesn't really have that. They have like the double sleeve cuffs, which I think is a nice addition. But it kind of is a really simple look with really cool colors. And I think it works.
It works,
It
yeah.
really does work. And Croy Bethune just looks fantastic in that
She's
look.
rocking it.
She's gonna come back. She's rookie of the year. Led the league in assists last year. Missed the last few games with the ACL injury. So she's gonna come back strong this year. I think the Spirit are gonna be really, really good as well. Trinity Rodman, Tara McKeown, a lot of good young players on the team. They just won the challenge.
They're gonna be hungry.
The Challenge Cup.
come
Yeah,
back.
yeah. So this is going to be a good season for Washington, and they're going to look good doing it. So
Yeah.
this was an A tier for me.
I think if it wasn't for that lime green, it might have looked way too simple.
Right.
Yeah.
That little
That little
accent,
touch
that
makes a
little
big
hit,
difference.
And
Yeah.
even the sponsor, the Nike, the logo,
Yeah.
it all pops out because it's black. So like it all just works. They did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Simple but nice.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So that does it. Any final thoughts before you wrap things up? Any like closing thoughts? First off, if anybody wants to send us some jerseys, hit us up on the.
Even if I give you a detail, I'll still rock them.
Yeah.
I'll still rock it.
If you send it to me, that automatically puts it up 3 tiers. So,
Right.
B for sure.
Yeah. I was tripping, dude.
What do I know about soccer?
We were doing
I know?
picklebacks before that.
I'm a D.
I'm a LA Force, so don't you worry.
D's get degrees, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a LA Force, so don't take me, don't pay me no mind.
I think all of that to say it's really dope to be in a space and time where we can have these conversations about like the texture, the design, just kind of like really trying to dig into the creativity of what these jerseys represent, of what they're like standing for, and the fact that like it embeds the community aspect of it, because I think this is why these jerseys should be designed in this way, to give us a perspective behind it, whether it's that we agree or disagree. Like at least we're talking about it, at least we're putting it out there, like we're having these conversations, and I just love that, especially for women's soccer.
Definitely, and I feel like the women's like their jersey game has been better than the men's side. NWSL, if you compare NWSL to MLS jerseys, I think NWSL got it. Even though MLS has been doing it for years, they're real simple. And they're really basic. You can tell, even if they're similar jerseys, you still can tell. It's a big difference between the jerseys. So NWSL is doing a great job.
Yeah, I agree. I think this year was definitely a step up from last year, and it's a good thing when you see, because I kind of liked it when the teams were in charge of the designs, because they can kind of like do things a little bit more, out of the box. But it looks like Nike's taking things a little bit more seriously. Maybe they have more time, less jerseys to create. Last year, every team got 2 new kits. This year, everybody got 1 except for Bay. So that might have had an impact on the designs. But yeah, I'm a fan. I love these jerseys for the most part. Couple of duds in there, but you can't be perfect. But yeah, I think it's another good year.
Yeah, Angel City was my only S tier.
Yeah.
Wonder why.
This has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Bleed Network. Shouts to NWSL. Send us some jerseys if you're watching this. Let us know in the comments if we're tripping or not. Feel free to roast our takes. But for Julio Monterosa, Bridget Flores, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll see you next week.
We out.
Bye.